Mortal Shell is an action RPG game being developed by Cold Symmetry and being published by PlayStack. The game has been likened to the Dark Souls series, something that's reiterated on the game's official site. The site promises strategic, deliberate and unforgiving combat while also offering deep upgrade paths for players to explore. There was a lot of hype surrounding Mortal Shell, so much so that the originally closed beta was open to the public. You can join yourself by visiting the site, which I've linked in the description, clicking play the beta on the far right of the menu. It's currently PC only and requires the Epic Games launcher to play. The game follows an individual known as the Foundling and opens in a tutorial area. Here the player is taught the basic controls, many of which will feel similar to those of you who have played Dark Souls or Sekiro's Shadows Die Twice. Dodging, rolling and managing stamina are all key aspects of Mortal Shell's gameplay. However, there are some added mechanics. The player has the ability to harden. This is exactly how it sounds, hardening Foundling's skin, making him able to withstand a certain amount of damage. Hardening before an enemy attack also means that the enemy is stunned for a brief second after they attack. This opens them up for a follow-up attack and offers a strategic edge to the player. It's also possible to harden as you attack, allowing you to get close to an enemy and withstand their attack while still dealing damage. A very nice ability, but one that must recharge between uses. It was actually quite nice to see that such an ability wasn't spammable. Harden is a great ability that adds a new layer of depth to the combat. The player also has the ability to parry, something which is handy for stunning the enemy. As time passes, a meter fills in the bottom left of the screen next to your health bar. This meter, which shows your resolve, allows you to perform a Sekiro style death blow to an enemy who's been successfully parried. The Foundling itself is actually very weak. With next to no health, you're quickly defeated. This is where the Mortal Shells come into play. These are the bodies of defeated warriors that the Foundling can possess, gaining their abilities and skills. There are 4 in the game, and in the hour that I have played Mortal Shell, I have found the first 2. It's worth noting that the first 2 I found weren't deep in the game, and I spent most of my time learning mechanics and dying. Initially, these shells are unknown vessels. However, using tar dropped by enemies, you can learn the name of the vessel. Doing so unlocks that shell's skill tree, and from there you can upgrade it how you see fit. As you progress through the game and unlock these shells, you gain access to a catacomb. Here is where the shells are stored, and you can switch between them as you see fit. It's also possible to do this while exploring the world. Tokens can be found in the world, which allow you to swap shells wherever you are. The shell you're currently playing returns to the catacombs, ready to be swapped or called when needed. This mechanic is going to be interesting to properly test as I progress through the beta. Being able to switch shells and essentially change my playstyle on the fly is something that really appeals to me. The tokens are consumable, so once you use it, it is gone. I understand the reasoning for this, but I would maybe prefer a system where the feature must recharge after each use. I can't imagine how tedious it would be having to travel back to change shells because I have no tokens. Now, as I said in the disclaimer, Mortal Shell is in beta, so this may well change. However, at the time of writing, the game doesn't really seem to have a story. Maybe I just haven't reached far enough into the game to come across it, but as the player, you aren't really sure why the Foundling travels to the mortal realm. Maybe this will be expanded on in the game's actual release. It is highly possible that Cold Symmetry wanted to nail down the mechanics of the game before working on the story, or maybe the game doesn't have a story. I'm fine with either of these honestly, so long as the story is one that is fully explained. The lore of the Dark Souls games is extremely deep and intertwined. It would be doing this game a great injustice to ruin it with a half-baked plot. The gameplay and mechanics of Mortal Shell are solid enough to support a game with no real plot other than challenging bosses. Overall, although I've only played an hour or so far, I'm really impressed with what I saw from Mortal Shell. The gameplay is very solid and the new mechanics add a level of strategy to the game I didn't imagine it needed. The idea of having 4 customizable shells you can switch between depending on which boss you're fighting is quite honestly genius. This first impressions piece does not do this game justice. It's one you must experience for yourself. Fans of Dark Souls and Sekiro should not miss this game. Mortal Shell is set to release in the third period of 2020 on PS4, Xbox One and Epic Games, with a Steam release planned for 2021.